At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. When Cardi B and Stefon Diggs were first linked, it caught people off guard. Music royalty meets NFL superstar. A crossover nobody predicted, but somehow it made sense. They both had charisma. They both thrived under pressure. They both knew what it meant to dominate headlines. Fans were intrigued, curious, some were skeptical. Sure, but many were excited to see Cardi smiling again, glowing in a way that suggested she might have found something new, something different. Public. Appearances were analyzed frame by frame. Who was leaning into whom? Who posted first? Who commented under what? The internet treated every small detail like a clue in a mystery novel. And for a while, the narrative felt light, fun, even hopeful. Cardi seemed happy. Diggs appeared confident. It looked effortless, but as quickly as the excitement began, the tone shifted. It started with absence. No new photos, no playful exchanges. Then came the digital breadcrumbs. People noticed certain posts disappearing. Certain interactions stopped. Subtle changes, but in the world of celebrity relationships, subtle is never small. Silence speaks volumes. Fans began asking questions, louder than before. Did they break up? Was it serious? Was it ever real? Once those questions hit trending status, there was no stopping the avalanche. Cardi, who has never been known to hold her tongue, stayed unusually quiet. That alone sent shockwaves through her fanbase. This is a woman who built a career on authenticity, who jumps on live to clear rumors in real time, who laughs at gossip, who drags critics without hesitation. So when she didn't respond immediately, people knew this wasn't minor chatter she could brush off with a joke. Meanwhile, Diggs maintained his composure publicly. Game-focused, professional, no public shade, no messy back and forth. Stillness feels intentional. And intention invites interpretation. Then the blogs got bolder. Anonymous sources claimed there was tension. Others suggested busy schedules made things complicated. And the pressure was building. And then finally, Cardi spoke. Not with chaos, not with rage, but with something heavier. It was measured. And somehow that made it hit harder. She didn't scream, she didn't rant, she didn't drag anyone. That relationships are complicated. She didn't confirm every rumor, but she didn't deny the split either. And that quiet confirmation was enough. Fans hung on to every word, every pause, every facial expression. Was there hurt in her voice? Strength? Relief? It felt like all three. She talked about growth, about learning, about protecting her peace. And when Cardi B says she's protecting her peace, that sometimes two successful people can admire each other and still not align long term. That sometimes timing matters more than chemistry. Differences. It wasn't dramatic. Some fans praised her maturity. She's grown so much. Others speculated there was more she wasn't saying. Reaction videos popped up instantly. Hashtags trended globally. The culture dissected it from every angle. Some people sided with Cardi automatically, arguing that she's endured enough publicly and deserves stability. Others defended Diggs, pointing out that there was no evidence. And then there were those who believed the entire situation had been amplified beyond reality by social media obsession. But beneath the noise, one thing was undeniable: Cardi looked different, not broken. Not defeated. Reflective. This wasn't the Cardi who once aired out every emotion without a filter. This felt like a version of her who understood the weight of her platform, who knew every word could shape perception, who chose calm over chaos, and that might have shocked people more than any allegation ever could. For years, the public has watched Cardi navigate relationships under a microscope. Every high documented, every low magnified. And each time she came out swinging, defensive, emotional, unapologetic. But this time there was no swing. Just acceptance. She spoke about moving forward, about focusing on her career, about pouring energy into her children, her business ventures, her music. She emphasized that not every ending needs to be messy to be meaningful. That sometimes two people can part ways without a villain in the story. That perspective divided the internet. Some didn't believe it was that simple. Social media thrives on villains and heroes. They wanted a twist. They wanted receipts. Instead, they got composure, and maybe that was the real bombshell, because when a public figure refuses to feed chaos, it disrupts the algorithm. It forces people to sit with ambiguity. And ambiguity makes people uncomfortable. So They fill in the blanks themselves. Talk shows debated it. Podcasts analyzed it. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. But Cardi remained steady, posting about work, about motherhood, about everyday moments, subtly reinforcing that life continues. Meanwhile, Diggs maintained his public focus as well. No cryptic post, no rebuttals. Just performance and professionalism. And in that shared silence, something unusual happened. The story began to shift. It moved from scandal to reflection. Fans started talking less about what went wrong, and more about what it meant. About how public relationships carry immense pressure. About how social media accelerates intimacy and destruction at the same speed. About how two people can genuinely try and still realize they're better apart. It's easy to forget that behind. Headlines are real humans navigating real emotions. Fame doesn't eliminate heartbreak. Success doesn't guarantee compatibility. Chemistry doesn't override logistics. Cardib's statement, though brief, carried undeniable depth. She didn't present herself as flawless, nor did she shift responsibility onto timing or outside circumstances. Instead, she acknowledged a simple reality. Sometimes chapters come to an end. That straightforward admission spoke volumes. In a culture where public separations often explode into dramatic accusations and endless online exchanges, her calm approach felt different. It wasn't loud. It wasn't defensive. It was measured. By choosing her words carefully, she took control of the narrative without revealing unnecessary details. That kind of balance is rare. She didn't fuel speculation, but she didn't ignore the situation either. She addressed it just enough to provide clarity while maintaining personal boundaries. What surprised people wasn't scandal or shocking revelations. There were no explosive claims. No attempts to damage anyone's reputation. No emotional outbursts designed to dominate headlines. The impact came from restraint, from maturity, from visible growth. Audiences are conditioned to expect chaos when relationships end publicly. When chaos didn't arrive, composure became the headline. There is strength in choosing not to escalate. There is power in refusing to turn personal matters into public spectacle. By remaining composed, she shifted the focus away from gossip and toward evolution. It became less about what went wrong and more about recognizing when something has simply reached its natural conclusion. Her handling of the moment highlighted confidence. Confidence in her decision, confidence in her future, confidence in her ability to move forward without explaining every detail. Silence, when intentional, can speak louder than confrontation, and in this case it did. As the days pass, the frenzy will likely fade. New headlines will take its place, new couples will trend, new rumors will dominate timelines, but this moment, this calm, deliberate response will linger, because in a world that rewards outrage, Cardi chose poise. So what really happened between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs? The full truth may never be public. Maybe it was scheduling conflicts. Maybe it was deeper incompatibilities. Maybe it was simply two powerful lives moving in different directions. What we do know is this: she addressed it on her terms. She shut down the loudest rumors without turning it into spectacle.